class we have already discussed about the four types of photomechanically made stencils. Today I will discuss about the step by step indirect stencil making process. First step in indirect stencil making or any kind of stencil making process, that is called preparing the screen. Preparing means the screen must be correctly pre-treated and degreased before the stencil is made, and it should be rinsed with cold water just before stencil mounting. You know the screen pre-treatment and uh, degreasing process that I have already discussed in our last class. So that is very vital in case of stencil making process. And next step, sizing the film. Generally, pre-sensitized film is here used for image carrier preparation. The stencil should be cut to the required size, and a 50 millimeter border beyond the perimeter of the positive image should be allowed for handling the film. Uh, so for handling purpose, you need extra film, uh, and mainly gelatin based films, and in case of commonly used in indirect stencil making process, that is Autotype's 5-star film or Ulanos Super Prep. And these gelatin based films consist of a coating of pigmented high grade gelatin on a 50 micron polyester film base. That means uh, a light sensitive emulsion on a polyester film base. Sorry. The stencil comes pre-sensitized with ferric salts and is ready for use. And this type of film is sensitive to ultraviolet light, that is in between 350 to 400 nanometer, UV radiation, and should be handled in subdued light. That is, that is also called safe light. That may be yellow or orange safe lights are recommended. For handling purposes, this type of safe lights are used in indirect stencil making process. Is it clear? Okay. So after sizing the film, that next step, that is called exposing the film. That means that pre-sensitized 5-star film or Ulano Super Prep film, you have to expose with the positive image or the master that you want to print. So in exposing the film, the polyester base of the stencil film in contact with the positive image surface is placed in a printing down frame or contact frame, and the exposure is given through the polyester base. In generally, exposure is given emulsion to emulsion contact, the emulsion side of the positive and emulsion side of the film. But in case of indirect stencil making, generally backside exposure is given, that is through the polyester base of the indirect stencil film, and that is exposed in a exposure unit, that is called, maybe called printing down frame or contact frame. And what is the purpose of this type of exposing? The UV light passing through the non-image area penetrates the pigmented coating, its effect gradually decreasing with time. The film characteristics and the nature of the image determine the exposure. And generally, the optimum exposure will leave almost one third of the upper film coating unexposed, which dissolves away during development. A top layer of partially exposed semi-soluble coating is left to act as an adhesive when the stencil is mounted onto the underside of the screen. And this top layer is known as soft top, and its condition is crucial in indirect stencil making process or indirect stencil screen printing process. Actually, after preparing the stencil, that stencil is mounted on the screen mesh. That is the indirect stencil printing process. Any, any doubt about the exposing system? No. So after exposure or exposing, that next step, that is called hardening. Hardening the film. After exposure, gelatin films are processed in an oxidizing solution of hydrogen peroxide, whose strength is determined by the film type, and in some case 1.2% solution, while in other cases 3% solution. And the formula for calculating hydrogen peroxide solution strength, that is x minus y by y, that that is ratio of water to hydrogen peroxide, and where x means that is the strength of hydrogen peroxide in percentage, and y means that is strength of desired oxidizing solution in percentage. Say if you want to make up a solution of 1%, 1.5% using 12% hydrogen peroxide, so you need, basically that means 12 minus 1.5 divided by 1.5, that is equals to 7. That means the 7 parts of hydrogen water to 1 part of hydrogen peroxide at 12%. So by using this formula, you can easily control the hydrogen peroxide solution strength. As hydrogen peroxide is an unstable chemical, it will deteriorate when exposed to air and light. And light means mainly, especially that is UV light. It gradually exhausts as exposed film is passed through it. And 1 liter of solution will treat about 1 square meter of film. And it should be stored in a dark bottle below 20 degrees centigrade temperature, and if temperature rises above 21 degrees centigrade, it deteriorates rapidly, and if it is below 16 degrees centigrade, the oxidizing process will slow down. And gelatin films are usually oxidized for between 1 and 2 minutes, and that depending on the type of film, and the solution should be made up daily. That means hardening time in between 1 to 2 minutes. So after exposing the film, and the step is that is hardening. And After hardening, you need development. That is called developing the stencil. For developing purpose, the film is developed with warm water, and that temperature that in between 40 to 50 degrees centigrade. And if it is hotter, the soft top of the film is damaged. And if cooler, the gelatin will not dissolve in the unexposed image areas. The whole surface of the stencil is gently sprayed with the warm water until the image areas appear clear. The stencil should be evenly washed with care because undissolved gelatin can spread into the stencil openings, causing scum. So, development that is basically done by using water, and that is warm water, and the temperature that is 40 to 50 degree centigrade. So, after development, the step is called chilling the stencil. After development, the stencil must be chilled with cold water. Here, cold water means that is basically normal water, which stabilizes the gelatin and preventing it from further dissolving and removes scumming. And after chilling, that means stencil is ready. So you have to transfer that stencil to the screen mesh, and that is called mounting the stencil. To ensure maximum contact between the stencil and the mesh filaments, the upper surface of the screen is blotted with newsprint and a roller. As the absorbent newsprint is pressed firmly into contact with the screen, the wet gelatin is drawn up through the mesh. So that is mounting process. After mounting, you have to dry the stencil. The stencil should be dried naturally at an ambient temperature, that is around 20 degrees centigrade, or by using a cold fan, that means normal fan, from the inside of the screen. Inside means at the squeezy side of the screen. Warm air, if at all used, should not exceed 30 degrees centigrade because it will cause edge curl. And edge curl, that is one type of screen process printing problem. And edge curl means that is excessive shrinking in the gelatin film where the stencil image profile peels back from the screen, causing loss of edge definition. So that is drying the stencil. After drying, you have to peel the support of the stencil film, that is polyester film base. After the stencil is dried, the polyester support is peeled away, leaving the stencil attached to the underside of the screen. And if the stencil is not fully dry, the support resists peeling. If the support fails to release cleanly, even if the stencil is dry, this means there is an adhesion fault. And adhesion fault, that is due to maybe incorrect preparation of the screen or overexposure or overwashing of the stencil, and and, and loss of adhesive soft top. So that is peeling the support. Now the stencil is ready for use. By using this stencil, you can print in indirect stencil making process. I will discuss about the printing process after discussing all the stencil making processes. Do you have any problem about this indirect stencil making process? So, after printing by using this indirect stencil making, you have to reuse that screen mesh or the machine for another job, and for that purpose you have to remove the image carrier or stencil, and that is called stencil removal. So after printing, you have to remove the whole ink by using solvent. Then a stencil removal is done, and that is done. mm, and then that is the stencil should be degreased after ink and solvent residues have been removed from the screen. And the stencil film can be removed by scrubbing lightly with warm water. Warm water means that is temperature maximum, that is 50 degrees centigrade, and it is usually separated within 2 to 3 minutes. And the gelatin residue can be quickly removed with a weak solution of sodium hypochlorite, and that strength, that is 4% of sodium hypochlorite solution is used, or sometimes ready-made solution, for example Autotype's gelatin stripper or Ulano number 15 gelatin decoder, that is used for stencil removal process. So that is stencil removal in indirect stencil making process. Now you can use the screen mesh for the new job. Next topic, that is troubleshooting in indirect stencil making, and that is basically printing problem in indirect stencil making. And this type of problems can occur with indirect stencils, and in 99% of cases they are user related. What are the common problems? First problem, that is called adhesion failure. Adhesion failure usually caused by number one, that is inadequate screen mesh preparation. You know the screen mesh preparation, that is first step in indirect stencil making, that is preparing the screen. And in the preparing the screen step, you have to uh, done screen pretreatment or roughening as well as the degreasing. So due to this, that means inadequate screen mesh preparation, there is a possibility of adhesion failure. Another cause of adhesion failure, that is loss of soft top, that is due to overexposure or overwashing during stencil development. So these are the probable causes of adhesion failure. Next common problem, that is called pinholes. What is pinholes? Pinholes are tiny holes which appear in the stencil during development or first wash up on the press, and these are caused by that means probable causes. Number one, dust or debris on the clear non-image area of the positive or contact frame. That is, contact frame means that is the exposure unit, or sometimes it is called printing down frame. Next probable cause of pinholes, that is insufficient replenishment of the hardener during post exposure, causing insufficient oxidizing of the gelatin film, and that problem accelerated in warm weather condition. Another probable cause of pinholes, that is contamination of stencil film or screen, that means screen mesh, by degreasing chemical during degreasing of the screen. So these are the probable causes of pinholes. Another problem, that is called edge curl, that I have already mentioned during stencil making process. Edge curl, the caused by accelerated drying or storing of stencil film in unsafe condition or exposure to warm air. Generally, indirect stencil film should be stored in cool, light safe packaging. That condition is, that is the relative humidity in the range of 55 to 65% and temperature in between 15 to 20 degrees centigrade. And you can easily store this type of indirect film, that is around 18 to 36 months. So AFCAL, that is due to the accelerated drying of the stencil film. And another problem that is called early stencil breakdown. And early stencil breakdown is caused by poor stencil adhesion or overstressing of stencil film and breaking of delicate film to screen mesh bond, which is a result of excessive squeezy pressure and use of aggressive ketonic solvent during cleaning. In our last class, I also mentioned about that early stencil breakdown. Next problem that is called scumming. Scumming occurs when the stencil film coating flows into the open areas of the stencil after development, forming a thin film which blocks the screen and causes print failure. And it can be removed using a strong solvent. Sometimes ready-made solution like screen wash that is used to remove this type of scumming. And another problem that is called veiling, that is also similar to scumming, but the layer of stencil emulsion which fills the stencil opening is thicker and tapers from the stencil edges. And this is caused by number one, film fogging due to poor storage or use in unsafe light conditions. And number two, that is poor contact between the positive and stencil film. That means the pre-sensitized indirect film during exposure, causing light undercutting the positive image. So these are the common problems during indirect stencil printing process, and these are the probable causes of this type of problems. If you have any question regarding indirect stencil making process, you can ask me. Abhishek, Abhishek Kumar Pandey,
Yes, sir.
any problem?
No, sir.
Anisha,
Yes, sir.
any problem?
No, sir.
Bashar,
Yes, sir.
everything is clear.
Yes, sir.
Joy,
Yes, sir.
সব ঠিক আছে?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
Muhim,
Yes, sir.
Moushana,
Yes, sir.
Nishant, পিঙ্কি,
ইয়েস স্যার, ঠিক আছে।
প্রিয়ঙ্কা,
Yes, sir.
ঋতুরাজ,
Yes, sir.
সাগরিকা।
হ্যাঁ স্যার, সব ঠিক আছে।
কিন্তু জয়েনই করলে কত অনেক পরে, কেন?
না স্যার, আমার এদিকে টেকনিক্যাল প্রবলেম হচ্ছিল। আমি 10টা সময় থেকে জয়েন করছিলাম, কিন্তু 15তে জয়েন করেছি, তারপর আরেকবার লিভ হয়ে যাচ্ছিল। নেটওয়ার্ক প্রবলেম হচ্ছিল আজকে খুব।
টেকনিশিয়ান,
Yes, sir. ঠিক আছে।
স্বাগতা,
Yes, sir. ঠিক আছে.
স্বর্ণময়,
Yes, sir.
ঠিক আছে। ইউ ক্যান লিভ দ্য ক্লাস আদার দেন ল্যাটারাল স্টুডেন্টস।
Thank you, sir.